Introduction. 4 beliefs that were once considered truth but are now proven wrong. Have you ever wondered if the things we consider absolute truths today might one day be seen as nothing more than amusing mistakes? Throughout history, there have been beliefs so obvious and unquestionable that anyone who doubted them was considered crazy or ignorant. But today, we know that these beliefs were nothing more than misunderstandings or outright errors. What's even more fascinating is that some of these false beliefs persisted for centuries or even decades, and surprisingly, some people still believe in them today. Take, for example, those who continue to insist that the Earth is flat, or those who are terrified of the number 13 and avoid it at all costs. In this video, we'll explore 4 beliefs that were once widely accepted as undeniable truths, but have since been proven wrong. Have you ever believed in one of these? Stay with us as we uncover how science and critical thinking have completely overturned these old ideas. The first belief: the Earth is flat. For thousands of years, many civilizations believed that the Earth was flat. From the ancient Mesopotamians to the Greeks, and even in medieval Europe, the idea of a flat Earth was widely accepted. Many believed that if you traveled too far, you could literally fall off the edge of the world. Some cultures even imagined the Earth as a disk floating on water, held up by giant animals or mythical creatures. One of the main reasons people believed this was because, from a human perspective, the ground looks flat. If you stand on a high mountain or look at the horizon, it doesn't immediately appear curved. Early societies had no telescopes, satellites, or advanced navigation tools, so they relied on their immediate observations. But things started to change when Greek philosophers like Pythagoras and Aristotle observed the world more closely. Aristotle, for instance, noticed that during a lunar eclipse, the shadow of the Earth on the moon was always round. This could only happen if the Earth itself was spherical. Later, Eratosthenes, another Greek scholar, made an even more groundbreaking discovery. He measured the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy, using only the shadows cast by the sun in different locations. Despite this, the idea of a flat Earth persisted for centuries, especially in medieval Europe, where religious and mythological interpretations sometimes overshadowed scientific discoveries. It wasn't until the Age of Exploration, when navigators like Ferdinand Magellan circumnavigated the globe, that the undeniable proof of a spherical Earth became widely accepted. Even today, despite overwhelming scientific evidence, some people still believe in the flat Earth theory. Flat Earthers argue that space agencies and scientists are part of a massive conspiracy to hide the truth from the public. However, modern space travel, satellite imagery, and physics have all confirmed beyond any doubt that the Earth is an oblate spheroid, not a flat plane. This belief serves as a perfect example of how ideas that seem obvious at one point in history can be completely overturned by science and reason, but it also shows how difficult it can be to change people's minds, even in the face of undeniable evidence. Now let's move on to the next belief that once seemed unshakable but turned out to be nothing more than a myth. Second belief: breaking a mirror brings 7 years of bad luck. In many ancient cultures, mirrors were not just tools for reflection, they were believed to hold a person's soul. The Romans, for example, thought that a person's spirit renewed itself every 7 years. If a mirror broke within this cycle, it was believed to damage the soul, leading to 7 years of misfortune. This belief became even stronger during the Middle Ages, especially in societies that were deeply superstitious and feared witchcraft. Some even believed that breaking a mirror could attract evil spirits or bring personal disaster. As science progressed, we learned that this belief had no basis in reality. In fact, the fear of breaking a mirror likely originated from its high value in ancient times. Mirrors were extremely expensive, and breaking one could be financially devastating. To prevent careless handling, societies may have developed superstitions to instill fear and caution in people. Even today, while most people recognize this belief as a superstition, many still feel uneasy when a mirror breaks. This shows how cultural beliefs can persist even long after they've been debunked. Now let's move on to the third belief, one that was once considered undeniable, but is now nothing more than a myth. Third belief: seeing a black cat brings bad luck. For centuries, black cats have been associated with bad luck, witchcraft, and supernatural forces in many cultures. During the Middle Ages, European churches declared black cats to be the companions of witches, believing that they harbored evil spirits. Some even thought witches could transform into black cats to move undetected among people. These beliefs had severe consequences. During the witch trials in Europe, thousands of black cats were killed because people thought eliminating them would protect them from dark forces. Ironically, this mass killing contributed to the rise of the rat population, which in turn helped spread the plague. As science and awareness grew, people realized that black cats had nothing to do with bad luck or witchcraft. In fact, in some cultures, such as Japan, owning a black cat is considered a sign of good fortune. However, even today, many people still feel uneasy when a black cat crosses their path. In some places, black cats have a harder time getting adopted from animal shelters because of lingering superstitions. This is yet another example of how cultural beliefs and superstitions can persist long after they've been scientifically debunked. Now, let's move on to the final belief, one of the most widespread and enduring superstitions around the world. Fourth belief. The number 13 is unlucky. In many cultures, the number 13 is considered unlucky. This belief is so widespread that some buildings skip the 13th floor, hotels avoid having a room number 13, and many people refuse to sit in seat 13 on airplanes. But where did this idea come from? One of the main origins of this superstition comes from Norse mythology, where at a divine banquet, the 13th guest, Loki, caused the death of one of the most beloved gods. In Christianity, the Last Supper had 12 apostles, with the 13th guest being Judas, the one who betrayed Jesus. Even though we now know that 13 has no actual influence on luck, this belief still persists in many parts of the world. The fear of the number 13 is so strong that there is even a scientific term for it, triskaidekaphobia, which means fear of the number 13. In some countries, this belief has even affected social and economic decisions. Construction companies avoid using the number, airlines skip row 13 on planes, and many people refuse to conduct important business on the 13th day of the month, especially if it falls on a Friday. Like many other superstitions, this belief has been passed down through generations without any real evidence to support it. However, as awareness and education spread, its influence is gradually fading in many societies. This is yet another example of how superstitions, even after centuries, can continue to shape daily life, despite having no logical or scientific basis. Human history is filled with beliefs that were once considered undeniable truths, only to be proven wrong over time as science and knowledge advanced. What seems like superstition or nonsense to us today was once accepted as absolute fact, so much so that questioning it could be seen as foolish or even dangerous. But this raises an important question. Could some of the beliefs we hold today also be proven wrong in the future? Perhaps some of the things we defend now will one day be nothing more than a historical misunderstanding. This is why critical thinking and asking the right questions matter so much. Now it's your turn. Have you ever believed in one of these ideas? What modern beliefs do you think might be debunked in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments. We always love hearing from you. Your support is what keeps this journey going. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also, liking and sharing this video helps us reach more people and continue creating high-quality content. And if you'd like to play an even bigger role in supporting this channel, consider becoming a member to access exclusive content and perks. Every bit of support helps us bring you even better videos. Until the next video, keep questioning, keep exploring, and always stay open to discovering new truths.